What's up out there in www land and interweb land? This is a excuse me, final exam review. Problems 11 through 20. Number 11 is SOL. Solve for the given variable. Variable. Okay, so if you have this, negative 5 plus 3c equals 10 plus 6c. Now remember, we want to move the variables first. It really doesn't make any difference, but I think you'll find it's a whole lot easier and you won't end up with some godless negative numbers. So let's move the smallest variable over to the biggest. So we subtract 3c from each side. If you want to, you can go ahead and move the 10 at the same time. Y'all are good enough with this now where you can do it. Negative 5 minus 10 is negative 15. That's gone. Equals 6c minus 3c is 3c. Now this is 3 times c, so how do we undo multiplication? Division. Divide by 3, so c equals negative 5. Negative 15 divided by 3, negative 5. Number 12. Calculate the lengths Calculate the lengths of the unknown sides. Excuse me. Okay, pretend that's a triangle, a right triangle. This is 6 feet. This is 8 feet, and that's x. Remember, when you have a, excuse me, a right triangle, the first thing you think about is that old day Greek guy. And boy, was that boy ugly, too. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Pythagorean theorem. This is a, this is b, but that doesn't make any difference. But this, the hypotenuse, has to be c. The two, these are called legs. The two legs, it doesn't make any difference. So a squared is 6 squared plus 8 squared equals, excuse me, x squared. So 36 plus 64 equals x squared. This is 100 equals x squared. Now remember, we don't want to know what x squared is. We want to know what x is. Square root. So x is 10. Is it plus or minus 10? No. It's distance. Does it make sense? Is it reasonable? Remember, the hypotenuse has to be the longest side. Is it the longest side here? Yes. So we're probably correct. Number 13. Excuse me. Basically the same stupid problem. Again, pretend that's a right triangle. 3 feet. 5 feet. Okay, this one's A. This one's B. The hypotenuse, the one that's opposite from the right angle, that one has to be C. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Our a is this one, so that's x squared plus b is 3. 3 squared equals 5 squared. So we have x squared plus 9 equals 25. Now we subtract 9 from each side, and we have x squared equals 16. Take the square root. X is 4. Does it make sense? Is it reasonable? Yeah. It's a 3, 4, 5. That's called a Pythagorean triple. Okay? Okay. Number 14. Solve for x. If we have the square root of 2x plus 2, I'm going to put the little thing down here. That means that it's the end of the radical. Plus 5 equals 11. Excuse me. Now the first thing we do is we get rid of the addition subtraction. So we subtract 5 from each side, and we get the square root of 2x plus 2 equals 6. Now how do we undo a square root? We square it. Whatever you do one side, you have to do the other. Now when you square a radical, the radical just goes away. So we have 2x plus 2 equals 36. Now we subtract 2 from each side. 2x equals 34. Divide by 2. X is 17. Now you can plug it back in if you want. 2 times 17 is 34. 34 plus 2 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11, so we are correct. 15. This is where I'd take a break if I were you. Get you a drink of your Diet Coke. Okay, do the following points define a function. So if we have this, if we have a set of points, 1, 7, 2, 6, -1, 5, and 7, 2. Do these define a function? Really, the only thing you have to do here is look at the x's. Remember, x, y, they're always in this form. Look at the x's. Do they repeat? 1, 2, -1 is not 1. They're different numbers, of course. And 7. Just imagine that this is a Coke machine. If you push the number 1 button, does it give you a Diet Coke? Now, if you press the -1 button, is that going to be the same? No. Different buttons. Okay. So look at the x's. Do they repeat? No. So if they don't repeat, then yes, this is a function. Number 16, same stupid problem. One comma 6, 3 comma 7, 5, 8, 1, 9, and 10, 2. 10 to what? 10 to your own business. That's what my ex-wife used to say. Say, what time is it, Brenda, Barbara, Linda, whatever her name was? 10 to. I say, 10 to what? 10 to your own business? Yeah, okay. She was a lovely person. Okay, do the x's repeat? Yes, right here. Now again, you push the number 1 button, it comes out of Diet Coke. You push the number 1 button again, it comes out of Dr. Pepper. What's up with that? So these are not. You can push the 1 button again, but it would have to be the same result, and it is not. So same x's, but different y's. So this one is, no, that is not a function. 17. Multiply the binomials. M-I-A-L-S. Remember, binomials is nothing more than bi, just imagine a bicycle, 2 wheels, biplane, 2 wings. Bi means 2, nomial means numbers, so the 2 numbers. Now remember, in this problem, I squared equals -1. And that will come into play here. 5i plus 3 times 2i minus 4. Okay, this is a distributive property problem. First, we take the 5i and we multiply it by everything over here. And we get 10i squared, right? Because I times I squared. Our 5i times -4 is a -20i. Okay, now we finish with that one. Now we do the 3. 3 times 2i is positive 6i. 3 times -4 is -12. Okay, middle 2 terms are common. Now remember, I squared here is -1. So we have 10 times -1. Is that right? Come on, hammerhead, think. Okay, -20i plus 6i is a negative, is that 14? I think so. Minus 12. Now 10 times -1 is -10. Minus 14i. Minus 12. Now we have like terms here and here. So this is going to equal -14i minus 22. Now this also equals -22 minus 14i. That can be written backwards. Doesn't make any difference. Okay? Okay. The thing to remember here is I squared is -1. And this is 10 times -1. So you have to do that first. Factor and number 18. Factor and solve. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting hungry. Okay, x squared plus 6x. Where am I? Oh yeah, plus 8 equals 0. Remember, when we're factoring, we want to set this equal to 0, and it already is. Now we want the factors of 8 that add up to, everything in here is positive. So it's going to be x plus something and x plus something equals 0. Now what are the factors of 8? 1 times 8, 2 times 4. There it is there. 2 and 4 is 6. Okay, we want the factors of 8 that combine together to give us 6. So it's 2 and 4. Okay, now we set each one of these equal to 0. X plus 2 equals 0. And x plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 2, subtract 2. So x is -2. And here we subtract 4, x equals -4. Now you can do this on your handy dandy graphing calculator. First you turn it on. Go to y equals. And we put that in x squared. What in the world? Okay, remember x is this, x squared plus 6x más 8. Be sure and look at this before you leave this screen. Look to make sure you have it entered right. because you guys have big fat excuse me, big fat fingers. You ladies have long fingernails. You're going to hit the wrong keys. It's going to happen. So save yourself some problems. Now remember, wherever the parabola crosses the x-axis is this one. Those are the answers. The roots, solutions, or answers. Each one of these tick marks is 1. So it crosses here at -2, 3, 4, -4. Right? Right. Clear. And turn it off. What could be more fun? Number 19. Okay, get this one if you're so damn smart. 3a squared plus 18a squared. Look, I'm sorry. Bonehead. Hammerhead. And I be so stupid all the time. I tell you, I'm getting pretty tired of it. 3a cubed. I'm sorry. I'll do better. No, I'm not going to do any better. 18a squared plus 24a equals 0. Now look, first of all, let's factor out something that comes into each one of these terms. What are the factors of each one of these terms that we can factor out? Well, there's an a in each one of them, so we can factor out an a. And there's also 3 we can factor out of each one of these. So 3a times a squared plus 6a más 8 equals 0. Now look, do this backwards also to make sure. I have to do this because I'm a bonehead. 3a times a is 3a cubed, that's right. 3a times 6a is 18a squared, that's right. 3a times 8 is 24a, that's right. Now look, this problem is the same as this one up here. It's already done. Whatever lazy bonehead did this didn't want to come up with something new, I guess. He's stupid. Okay, so we have 3a. Remember, that's one of the factors also. And this we've already factored into x plus 2, x plus 4 equals 0. That's a 4. So we set each one of these equal to 0. So 3a equals 0. Can you be more stupid? A, good Lord. Oh, okay. A plus 2 equals 0, and a plus 4 equals 0. Now remember, this is a factor also, so we have to solve this. Divide by 3, a is 0. This one is a equals -2. And this one is a equals -4. And again, you can do this on your handy dandy graphing calculator. We're going to put that in there. First turn it on, go to y equals. Now we want 3a cubed. Now a is the same thing as x, it's the variable. And we're going to raise to, here's the little, oh, you can't see it. This thing right here means raised to what power? So we're going to, let me see if we can do this. Raised to the 3rd power plus 18a plus 18a squared plus 24a plus 24a. 3a cubed, 18a squared, 24a. Okay, now we go to the graph. Now this is called a sine wave. If you'll see, this one crosses the x-axis in 3 places. 0, -2, and -4. So we are correct. Okay. Number 20. Oh, it's the last one already. Number 20. A squared minus 26 equals 10. Sorry. Take a drink. Mm-hmm. Okay, the first thing we want to do is set this equal to 0. So we subtract 10 from each side. We get a squared minus 36 is 0. Now this is the difference of, difference means subtract, the difference of two squares. And what is the difference of two squares? A conjugate. So this is a plus 6. Just take the square root of 36 times a minus 6 equals 0. So we have a plus 6 equals 0. A minus 6 equals 0. So this one we subtract 6 from each side. This one we add 6 to each side. We get a equals negative 6 and a equals positive 6. And again, you can do that on your handy dandy graphing calculator. Look, I'm going to do number 21 for you also because it kind of goes with number 20. And what if we have b squared plus 10 equals negative 6? Now we're going to add 6 to each side. So b squared equals bonehead. B squared plus 16 equals 0. Now these are two perfect squares. But is it the difference of? No, this is the sum of. So is this a conjugate? No. So what is this? It's prime. It cannot be factored. Okay? That's all. Bye-bye. Bye bonds.